Hey everyone, it's Roxy here, and I am back with part 3 of my Furry. Jeez, I've never had issues with intros, but Jesus Christ, I am struggling. Hey everyone, it's Roxy here, and I am back with part 3 of my Furries After Dark series, Out of the Shadows. In this episode, we are going to be talking about media and how the media likes to spread information about the furry fandom that isn't necessarily true, and how the media can shed a bad light on the fandom in general. I first want to start off with furry conventions. So most news and media outlets will come to furry conventions and they will interview convention goers. A lot of the times they ask pretty stupid questions, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty dumb questions to the convention goers, like, is this a fetish, is this something weird, blah blah blah. And this is back a couple years ago. Nowadays people are more accepting of their furry fandom, but back a couple years ago the media would ask really dumb stupid questions like, is this a fetish, is this a kink, blah blah blah, do you do this in the bedroom, whatever. And oh my god, those questions are so what's the word I'm looking for? Invasive. Those questions are very invasive and personal, and some people don't want to answer those questions. It's like, can you not ask us those questions, please? Thank you. That would be very appreciated. So the media then will cut together things, and they will essentially shed a bad light on the furry community. Another thing that the media likes to cover is when incidents happen at furry conventions. So, if you remember back, I think Rainforest was in 2015 or 2016. It was a couple years ago. It was back when Rainforest was still a thing. It was a furry convention, and something happened at Rainforest. I can't remember what it was. It was a really big event. I think they had to shut down the whole convention because someone had toxic gas leaking in the convention or something like that. I need to research it because I cannot remember exactly what it was, but a big event happened at Rainforest. That event blew up on the news, and that shed a bad light on the furry fandom, because it made us seem like we are people who cause these events to happen at conventions that essentially could kill somebody. And it's like, no, it wasn't us. It could have been a furry. It might have been a furry. I honestly don't remember. I need to research this shit before I make these videos because I don't remember. But I think it was just a random person just threw toxic gas or had toxic gas going in a stairway or something. Or maybe that was MFF. No, I'm pretty sure that was Rainforest. I need to research my conventions. I am so sorry. But an event like that got covered on the news pretty much everywhere, and it made the furries seem kind of terrible because, made it out like we were going to kill somebody. And another thing that happened 2019 or 2018. No, I'm pretty sure it was in 2019. FWA, which is Furry Week in Atlanta in Georgia, 2 people could not wait to get to their hotel room to do the nasty. So instead of waiting to get their hotel room, they started doing the nasty in the middle of the hotel lobby. I am not joking. This was a thing. This happened, and it was everywhere on the news. My Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere I looked, that's all I saw was that. And the media covered it, and it was just pretty freaking bad. That's really bad when you have 2 idiotic people who cannot wait to get to their hotel room to do the nasty at a convention and just start doing it in the middle of the hotel lobby. That's so terrible. And then you have patrons who are just coming from an event or something, and then they see that, and oh god. I've never been to a convention. I can just imagine how angry people must have been to see something like that happening in the hotel lobby. Jesus fucking Christ. So stuff like that is what likes to get leaked into the media. When furries misbehave, when we're doing stuff we're not supposed to. And then the normies of the world see that kind of stuff, and then they assume that the entire fandom is like this. And no, most of us furries are sane, rational people who want to keep this fandom alive and well and aren't idiotic idiots who want to go around throwing toxic gas down stairways or have sex in the middle of a hotel lobby. We know how to behave, and we know what we're doing. Another really big media incident that happened, and it's, I think, still currently happening, if I'm correct, is the Kiro the Wolf incident. I never thought I would have to utter that name in one of my videos, but Jesus Christ, I'm gonna fucking talk about it. It started happening about the same time that the Rainforest incident happened in like 2015, 2016, and Kiro the Wolf came into the limelight. He used to be on Vine, and Shane Dawson then interviewed him, and most people accepted the furry community, or at least were kind of okay with it after Kiro was brought into the limelight. Most of you who are furries and who are in the now of what is happening, most of you might have seen that Kiro is kind of disgusting, to say the least. So I will fill all of you in who don't know about the situation. So basically what has been happening lately is that Kiro the Wolf is apparently a zoophile, a necrophiliac, has attributed to animal abuse and animal violation, and really deplorable and disgusting things that the furry fandom tries to stay away from. And the furry fandom got really close if it wasn't for the Kiro the Wolf incident. So, over the years, furries have desperately tried to distance themselves from zoophiles and zoophilic tendencies because we like anthropomorphic animals, and anthropomorphic animals have been around for years, pretty much since Mickey Mouse. The fandom itself pretty much does not enjoy anything to do with abusing animals, zoophiling animals, violating animals. We care about animals a lot in this fandom. And we're not the type of people to go around and hurt animals. And we've been trying to distance ourselves for years from zoophiles and zoophilic tendencies until the Kiro the Wolf incident happened. Basically what happened was that there was a whole ass fucking investigation, a 2-year-long investigation on Kiro, that he was a zoophile, he was in a group chat talking about zoophilic tendencies and things he would do to his dog, and all this other really disgusting crap that is deplorable, and we want this person out of the fandom, and he is not one of us. He should not be in the fandom. And then he tried to come back to YouTube, of all things, and he got bullied off the internet again because nobody wants him here. We do not tolerate that kind of behavior or those kind of tendencies or acts in the furry community. Kiro is not one of us. He should not be one of us. He is not welcome in the furry fandom. I'm sorry. This is getting a little ranty, but I have very strong feelings about Kiro. And he is not welcome in the fandom whatsoever, in my opinion. So anyways, as I was saying, I'm choking. The whole Kira the Wolf incident blew up on, like, my YouTube was covered in Kira the Wolf videos when this whole thing happened. Like, my YouTube, my Instagram, my Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, everywhere was blowing up about this whole incident with Kiro. And essentially, things like that, if for normies who aren't in the community, who have no idea what's going on, paint that in a light that the furry community as a whole enjoys this kind of behavior. In reality, we don't. And it's people like Kiro who give us a bad name, make us look terrible as a community, and who make us stray even farther away from being more normalized and being actually rational humans who have rational human tendencies and know not to hurt animals and stuff like that. Another incident that is also more recent and is, I think, also currently happening because there is a whole thread of people who do not like this person, who do not like this company, and there are still allegations going on against this person and company, and that incident is the Don't Hug Cacti incident. Now, I know who Don't Hug Cacti is, and a lot of you might also know who Don't Hug Cacti is, or Lucky Coyote. DHC is a very well-known fursuit making company in the fandom, and Lucky Coyote is a very well-known fursuiter and character in the fandom as well. I've never really had an issue with Don't Hug Cacti. I never followed her on any of her social medias, but like, I knew who she was, and I've never had a problem with her or her suits. And then recently I discovered the whole document and thread of information that is going on about her, about how she abuses animals, she has groomed children, she's rude to her customers, and apparently she hasn't done anything zoophilic with her animals, but she thinks like a zoophiliac and says things like German Shepherds are hot and oh my god, I want that doggy ass. And she has NSFW art of her character, Lucky Coyote, doing the nasty with a feral dog. I've seen the art myself, and I cannot tell you how much that irks me as a person. I don't care if you like feral or anthro, but that, her character is an anthro in the art, and then she's having the nasty with a feral dog. I cannot tell you how much that irks me, and how much that tells me that she has zoophilic tendencies and how disgusting that is. I need to call it out. I think that's gross. That just tells me so much about that person. I'm sorry. And there's a lot of information about Don't Hug Cacti, and I highly recommend reading the document and also the Kira the Wolf incident, reading that, watching the videos. I highly recommend Lazy Bedhead's video for Kira the Wolf, and also Cecil McFly. Cecil McFly did an entire timeline covering Kiro, so I don't have to do it, thank fucking God. But they are very informational videos and definitely worth checking out, and definitely read the allegations against these people and definitely look into it because I highly recommend it. Last but not least, there's a lot of things that happen that the media likes to cover that paint the furry fandom, well, as being a community. We're trying to be more normalized and painted in a better light these days than we used to be. And the media just really likes to take it and just pound us into the ground and make us seem like we're bad people. We have kinks that involve us to do things to animals and all this other really bad crap. And it's still so terrible. And it's like, it's getting better. It is getting better, but it's still not great. It's definitely not as good as what it could be. So, with all that being said, I really don't have really a whole lot to cover besides that. Don't listen to the media because they like to cover crap that isn't true. Otherwise, you guys have a great night. Bye.